So when did you give up the cane?
I gave up the cane the very next day.
Talk to me about that.
Well, the next day, of course, here comes the occupational therapist again. We're going out for a little neighborhood walk. We called the 4 halls of the hospital the neighborhood, even though there was a neighborhood outside. We walked the halls as the neighborhood. And so since I could now use my left hand, we're walking along, and I've got my cane in my left hand and my right hand behind my back. So it looked like I was using my left hand with the cane. And then if we got close to where the neurologist was up at the nurse's station, I would put it behind my back with either hand, whichever hand I wanted to, and make it appear as if I was walking without anything. And that got me. And that was right near Thanksgiving.
So you've got use of your left hand and you can walk.
Uh-huh.
How was that in terms of?
It was great. It was really good. And then they would go through a couple of more little, I would say minute therapies, because I exceeded all of their training capabilities.
I got a little confused on my dates, and I'm not doing this to be critical, just to try to clarify. You said this was about Thanksgiving. When you're able to do when they were able to open your hand up, when you were able to actually start walking, was this in your outpatient rehab period or before you got discharged?
It was right at the end of the inpatient rehab.
So it would have been towards the end of October, not Thanksgiving then, wouldn't it?
Well, I went into that hospital in early October, and I was there 3 weeks.
So it would have been towards the end of October, beginning of November then.
Most likely, uh-huh.
Okay. So when you're back in for outpatient, they continue to work on your balance?
Yes.
Working on your memory?
We didn't do a lot of work on I don't remember working on my memory.
Was your memory function pretty high then?
Yes, yes.
So most of the problems, at least that they were treating after the first month, were primarily physical problems?
Yes, mostly physical.
Speech pathology was doing some of the role playing and that type of thing, but your cognitive functioning was relatively higher than your physical functioning at the time.
Most definitely.
Once you're done with your outpatient therapy, that would have been about the 1st of January of that year, then what happens?
Well, they told me toward the end of December, that I had exceeded their training or their therapies, so they were going to let me go back into the real world. And to do that, they were going to give me a graduation party, and I could invite whoever I wanted to invite. So I called my party because I claim to be a Texan. I'm Tennessean by birth, but I'm Texan by blood transfusion. So I called my party the Moving On Party. M-O-O for Cal, Moving On. And they purchased a cake for me. We had it in the cafeteria. A lot of the people that I was in different therapies with, they were all survivors. They all came to the party. And it was a really good time, from what I recall.
What happened? Tell me what else you recall about it.
I just remember talking to a couple of people and getting to know them a little bit better, jotting down their names and addresses so that I could keep up with them after we all got out and on our own again.
Your mother come?
Yes, Mother was there.
What about your father? Was he involved?
No, my father only came to see me one time at the hospital.
Your mother and father still together?
No.
I didn't ask this question. Have you ever been married?
No.
No kids?
No.
You're happy about that?
Yes.